don't have to wait until you reach financial independence to start enjoying your life. You can do that much earlier and start living a life that you love and that's true to you. Welcome to Freedom Before FIRE. Using FIRE and life design techniques, we help you create freedom on your way to FIRE instead of waiting until you're retired to do the things that light you up. I'm your host Greg, a FIRE movement and life design enthusiast. If you're itching to get freedom now, then let's do this. Hello to you and a warm, festive welcome back to the show. If you happen to be listening to this at the end of December 2024, Merry Christmas, my friend, and I hope you're having a fantastic week. Okay, so since we're heading into the new year, I wanted to give you a quick framework to help you set clear goals to make 2025 a massive success. So I'm going to coin this the 333 goal setting method, or just the 333 method, and I'll explain more in a bit. But essentially, it's a reverse engineer exercise to create your goals. Alright, so to make this clear, I'll be giving you a step-by-step process and it's 8 quick steps. You could probably do it under an hour, and I suggest using a good old notepad and a pen. But feel free to use a Google Doc, OneNote, Notion, or whatever app tickles your fancy. Okay, so let's jump straight into step number 1. Okay, so step number 1 is to list all the most important areas of your life. So the first thing to do here is to make a list of the most important parts of your life, say around 8 to 10 broad headings. So these could be, for example, family, health, spiritual, friendships, career, your finances, adventure, your love life, charity, maybe it's your faith, maybe it's a hobby or a passion. So those are just examples to give you some ideas. Okay, so step number 2 is to choose 3 priority goals. Okay, so this is where the first 3 in the 333 method comes in. So of your 8 to 10 important life areas, choose 3 of them that you really want to make real progress in the coming year. So when you're looking at your list, it should really just jump out at you. If you are struggling, one thing you can do is to rate each heading out of 10, 10 being the highest score. You can then review all your scores and perhaps tackle the low scoring ones that you really want to improve. Okay, now the reason I say only 3 is that I've learned having too many goals can work against you, as you might end up spreading yourself too thin trying to cover all bases. Okay, let's go to step number 3. So step number 3 is your 5-year look ahead. So you should now have your 3 priority goals. For example, it could be, let's say, your finances. The second one could be your love life, and the third one could be your health. Now under each one, I want you to write down what would success look and feel like to you in 5 years' time. So for example, let's say under your finances, success could be maybe it's reaching financial independence or an alternative FI milestone like Coast FI or Flamingo FI, and you're feeling secure and confident about your finances. One thing to remember is to make sure it's really clear and specific. In fact, it's better to add numbers like a net worth if it's under your finances, or a weight if it's under your health, or even how many spouses you want in 5 years. Just kidding. Okay, and then for each priority goal, write down why this is important to you. This is really key, so don't forget to do that bit. So the reason for the 5-year look ahead is to make sure we're thinking long term as well. Okay, so you now should have your 3 priority goals with your long-term vision for each and also your why for each of them too. Alright, let's head over to step number 4. So step number 4 is to carve out your 1-year goals. Okay, so in this step, write down what you need to achieve at the end of the first year to be on track for your 5-year goals. So another way to think about it, and this is a tip I learned from productivity expert Ali Abdaal, and it's what he calls the 12-month celebration. So he says to think, what would you love to celebrate for this goal in 12 months' time? So for example, let's say under health, your 5-year goal would be to have maintained your target weight and feeling really energetic and healthy, maybe even having a 6-pack or something. Your 1-year achievement could be losing, say, 4 kilos, and you have an established workout and diet plan in place. Having that would have you on track for your 5-year health goal. So write down your 1-year achievement or celebration for each of your 3 priority goals. Again, the more specific, the better. Alright, let's go to step number 5, which is to carve out your 6-month goals. So based on your forecast 1-year achievements, For each of your 3 priority goals, write down what you need to achieve in 6 months to be on track for your 1-year goals. So using the health example, if your 1-year goal was to lose around 4 kilos, then perhaps your 6 months achievement would be losing 2 kilos, and maybe you have a light workout plan in place. Let's go to step number 6, which is to carve out your 3-month goals. So this is where the second 3 in the 3-3-3 method comes into play. Okay, so I think you might know the drill by now. So here, for each of the 3 priority goals, write down what you need to achieve in 3 months to be on track for your 6 months achievements. So continuing with the health example, perhaps in 3 months you need to lose 1 kilo and have experimented with different workout and meal plans, and you've actually picked the right ones that work for you. Okay, so step 7 is creating 3 weekly actions for each goal. Okay, so this is where the third 3 comes into play. Here I want you to write down 3 needle-moving small actions you need to do weekly to achieve your 3-month goals. So again, going with the health example, if your 3-month goal was to lose the 1 kilo, your 3 needle-moving weekly actions might be, and when I say needle-moving, these are like the most important actions that actually make things happen. It's like the 80-20 actions. So just as an example, these could be maybe number 1 is to work out in the gym for an hour 4 times a week. Maybe number 2 is to do meal planning every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And then action 3 could be cutting down eating sugary snacks, let's say from 6 to only 3 of them a week. Okay, so do that for each of your priority goals. So that's 3 weekly tasks for each of your 3 monthly achievements. So the reason why it's only 3 actions is because, again, we can easily write loads of things to do. However, we might crowd out and drown out our most important needle-moving actions. So let's try to get focused. Okay, so the last step, step number 8, is to create your 3-month plan. So you should have your 3 priority goals. For each of them, you should have your forecast 3-month achievements. And under those, you should have your 3 needle-moving weekly tasks that you should be doing for the next 3 months. And that should be your goals for the next 3 months. Now all you need to do is to follow that and monitor your progress weekly. Maybe you can set a time block in your calendar, maybe it's every Sunday evening to review it, just in case you need to tweak your actions, which is likely to happen anyway, as you progress. Then at the end of the 3 months, reflect on your progress, then redesign your weekly actions to work on the next 3 months, and so on. Just make sure that your goals align with your original 5-year look ahead, your 1-year achievements, and your 6-month achievements. Now, the reason why I like to look at the first 3 months is if we start thinking about our 12-month achievements from now, we might get overwhelmed. It might seem like too much to do. So let's break them down into more bite-sized goals and really sink our teeth into them for the next 3 months. All right, so that's a quick framework you can do to set your goals for the new year. All right, let's do a quick recap. Okay, so step number 1 was to list the most important areas of your life, say 8 to 10 broad headings. Step number 2 is to choose 3 priority life areas from that list, the ones that you really want to tackle for the year. And then step 3 is to do a 5-year look ahead and describe what success looks like for each of the 3 priority areas and also your why behind each of them. Now step 4 is to carve out your 1-year goals that will keep you on track for your 5-year vision. Step number 5 is to carve out your 6-month goals to be on track for your 1-year vision. Step number 6 is to carve out your 3-month goals to be on track for your 6-month vision. Then step number 7 is to create 3 weekly actions for each goal. And remember, it's your needle moving actions. And then step number 8 is to put it all together to create your 3-month plan. So compile your 3 priority goals, your 3-month vision, and your 3 weekly tasks for each 3-month vision. And that would be your 3-month plan. So there you have it, the 3-3-3 method. I hope that would be useful. And if you want, feel free to send me your goals. You can just send it to me by email. I would love to know what you've got planned for the new year and what would make 2025 amazing for you. Thank you for spending your time with us today. If you need more help, you can check out our free guides and services on our website, freedombeforephi.com. If you have a burning question or just want to chat, don't hesitate to drop me an email at greg@freedombeforephi.com. If you found the show useful and want to be notified of future episodes, you can click follow on Spotify, Apple, or the app you're currently using right now. If you think the episode will help a friend or a colleague, feel free to share it with them. And lastly, if you learned just one good thing that will help you in your journey and you want to help us out, please do leave a 5-star rating on your podcast player app. That would help us out loads. Alright, so that wraps up today's episode. Have an absolutely amazing Christmas and New Year. And as always, practice gratitude, live life by your design, and do things that make you smile. You got this.